Welcome to the Thinking Game Podcast. What episode we on?
22.
Oh man, we flying through them.
Deuce.
Tall
Remember
King.
Deuce?
I know, right? Brown paper bag that thing.
I don't see how somebody could drink that much, man. That's a lot, man.
Yeah.
I guess if you could drink a 20 ounce Coke, I guess I don't know what to say.
Now the 40 ounces used to really get me. You know what I mean? Like somebody can drink 40 ounces, and I know people who say they can't drink 8 ounces of water. Like, man, that's too much water.
But the thing is, like, when you drink, you know how you thirsty, you drink a Coke and you like you squigging it. I'm doing that with a deuce or a 40 ounce. That's crazy.
That's
man.
your third 40 today.
I don't see how dudes can do it. You don't do it.
Exactly. Don't get them habits at all. Like do not get those. And people drink a 30 pack in a day.
Man.
But they can't drink 2 8-ounce glasses of water.
They said water.
Man, that's too much, man.
They said everything got water in it.
Beer, 80% water.
They found a reason to make it work.
Exactly.
Oh, man. So, this is our fun topic to have a little fun with. The first topic we're going to talk about is it's actually a two-part question. The best singing voice you would want to pick, and then it's the wild card singing voice, like that person that's like their wild card. It's like, can they really sing, but they made it work for them?
Yeah, like they had really good songs or a good song for the time. Maybe always had some really good beats.
Like for me, Big Luther, that would have to be the best singing voice for me.
Like straight singing?
Big Luther, yeah. And then the wild card be Aaron Neville.
Yeah, that really good, really good. Yeah. I'm going definitely wild card for me is Michael McDonald.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Michael McDonald's.
He sounds black. You would think if you just listen to him and don't see him on the radio, you think he black.
Yeah, like him and like Bob Seger or whatever. So,
Bob
like
Seger,
if you hear Nut Bush by Tina Turner and then Nut Bush by Bob Seger, it's
I never heard that song. Yeah, listen.
Nut Bush City Limits. Nut Bush City Limits. That's the song you wanted animator sing. And what's love got to do with it?
What's love got
sing
to do
the song
with it?
like with Tina Turner.
What's love got to do with it?
Yeah, you never seen that movie?
I seen the movie.
Yeah, I mean he made her sing like Nut Bush. That was the song.
Man, I ain't seen that movie. It's so low. It's like certain parts.
It's like the highlight. It's like a highlighted part. But yeah, that's definitely one. But I don't know, like flat out singer, man. I just think most time I think honestly I think women sing better than me, and it's just like for me.
Big Luther, man, was a monster, dog.
You know.
You ever go back and watch the concerts? You just go back and watch Big Luther concerts?
Yeah.
That dude was a killer, man.
I can't put it on the
glitter with the glitter suits on and all that stuff. Man.
And I'm going like classic picks, like Whitney Houston and stuff like that. But what about?
I don't know, man. Big Luther didn't, man. I mean, he really didn't. Just had like some instrumental tracks, man. He wasn't nothing special. Well, no auto tune back then, bro.
Boy.
Whitney Houston could sing though.
Yeah, who would you say all around like singing, dancing, good songs, strong career?
I mean, of course. I mean, Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
ain't nobody.
I feel
this
like
dude had Asian dude. Michael Jackson. Michael.
I mean, how do you feel if Michael Jackson like made you faint? You know what I mean? Like, how do you even like come back from that?
The thing is, though, just about entertainment. When you start getting older, though, you don't have the same. You don't have that same dynamic that you had because now you got like the moonwalk. Now
you'd be surprised.
It don't come out the same.
If you saw the real Michael Jackson at 30, your heart started beating fast.
But when he was on BET, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't coming out the same. Like he was trying to do them slides, and he wasn't coming out.
I mean,
And then when Usher came out there and was doing it, was coming out there. He was trying to catch up with him. He couldn't do it, man.
Did you see Genuine's video of him trying to do something?
Oh my God. I seen a clip on Facebook, man. It don't look good, man.
Baby, when I used to love it.
Man.
So
Genuine was cold though. I ain't gonna lie. In his heyday, he was cold.
Yeah, I just unbeatable.
Now that's some of the dance moves. It got to be between back then it was between him and Usher. I'm trying to think who.
Now, there's another one.
He had better beats than Usher. I'm probably gonna say he had better beats because he had Timberland.
He had a real strong R&B presence. It was sexy music.
Man, it was that Timberland beats, man.
Yeah,
Timberland beats was cold.
That's like real R&B.
Like that same OG, even though it wasn't like a major hit though, man. It's just a song you can just ride and listen to, man.
Yeah, you just gonna listen to it. It's a different song. It's a whole vibe. What about? I've heard people do this debate. That not like the work or not the album soul. That Chris Brown is like more talented. He has more tricks. He has more tricks than Michael Jackson. Like he can do, you know.
It's like saying David Blaine was more talented than Houdini or something.
I mean, he does more things, but none of the things, he don't do anything better in any particular area than
Chris Brown's good. Don't get it. I'm not gonna get to it.
He can do everything. He can sing.
Michael
he can dance,
Jackson.
He can flip.
Michael Jackson will come out at the Super Bowl halftime party and just stand there for 3 minutes and people be screaming. He haven't said nothing. He haven't did nothing. He just standing there.
I mean,
people just going crazy.
But so I mean, is that
so he got paid for really just probably he shaved 3 minutes off his actual working time. He just stood there. Have you seen a Super Bowl performance? Like 1988 or something like that. I'm talking about the Super Bowl, bro.
He performed
and he just stood there. That's when he had the little gold bullets across.
He was an arrow.
And he just stood there. He just stood there and stuck his head up like this. Didn't do nothing. Just
with the Captain Crunch.
And everybody, Michael,
Yeah.
So I don't know, bro. I don't know. Now he'd be doing flips and stuff. Chris.
I mean, would you say Chris Brown is more athletic?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I never seen anybody do no flips or nothing. I guess because he's young. I guess.
Michael Jackson was a kung fu. Michael Jackson was a kung fu master.
I don't think he's more talented than Michael Jackson. Though. I don't know. I'm talking about as far as overall, just talent. Michael Jackson.
I mean, like, okay, but you have to think. Chris Brown can play basketball.
What's that to do with?
We're not talking about singing. We're just talking about talent. We're not talking about his career. You know what I mean? We're just talking about.
Well, we talking about Michael Jackson. You talking about singing, dancing, and performance.
Yeah.
What's basketball got to do with it?
I mean, just like being born with incredible gifts and talents.
No, but I'm saying like, what does basketball have to do with singing?
With singing. I mean, dancing? I agree. I mean, as an entertainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
But I don't think he's more talented than Michael Jackson was cold when social media wasn't it. Can you imagine him with social media now? Dude probably like if he had that back then, how much more bigger he probably would have been.
Yeah. Oh God.
I mean, that would have been insane. Like dude could go to Italy. They don't even speak English, but they speak Michael Jackson.
It's not that. Dude, everybody know dude songs. Exactly.
Oh,
it's kind of like that K-pop sensation where people like
K-pop,
stuff.
Yeah.
And they don't.
They be singing gospel too.
They don't know the words.
They be singing gospel, Korean or something. Not even funny, man, but it kind of is funny though.
It's not, but it is.
Suni umani.
That's pretty good, man. I think he got something there. Huh? You gotta.
Sometimes if I need comic relief while I'm working on homework, I pop a K-pop, just listen to it. Like I just need to laugh. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, those people are pouring their hearts out, buddy.
That's fine. I mean, they entertaining.
I mean, that's what they're here for. I mean, as long as they're
But yeah, Aaron Neville and the young kids. If you don't know who Aaron Neville is, though, you gotta check dude out. I think the Red Cross song made him popular though when he did Amazing Grace, cause like I said, everybody Tell It Like It Is. He was on the Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Was it the Goodfellas? Yeah, I think it was the Goodfellas. A lot of people don't know, but man, look, yeah, Aaron Neville was the truth, man. Most unique voice probably.
Yeah, could you even
I
think
wonder
of somebody
though,
else?
even though. Honorable mention like Bobby Byrne. I wonder could he really sing, but dude could not stop moving though. Like when he used he had pure energy, bro. Like with every little step, it's like dude was moving the whole video, man. It's like dude would stop moving,
how can
man.
You sing?
I can't sleep, man. I thought he just wouldn't stop moving, man.
How can you actually sing on beat, keep the rhythm, keep your pitch
singing,
and stuff like that? I mean, but in shows, you had to be singing.
That was, man, come on, man. That's Milli Vanilli. Come on, man. We for real. It was My Prerogative, man. That was the coldest video, man. One of the coldest videos. But he never really sing loud, though. It's kind of like he was singing kind of halfway. You know, when somebody can sing, they can get louder. Like Whitney Houston, and she can get loud and just fill up the room. Bobby Brown's kind of like he just kind of like mid, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then they kind of do some stuff with the producing and stuff like that on the board and stuff. It's that soundboard, cause you know me doing audio. You can tell you can alter somebody's voice like literally. Like if somebody got a microphone, you could turn down the bass, and then their voice would just sound high pitched. Or you could turn down the mids and it'd be more bass. Oh. So they let me know when I seen that, like, you could do that? Because, You know I'm crazy, man. I used to do that sometimes.
It's like, man.
And I play with them just with me. Sometimes they won't even notice it. Some people will like, wait a minute, what's going on? Then I turn it back. But man, I'm crazy. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm crazy like that. But it let me know, like Bobby Brown, like, because I remember when he was on that song with Ja Rule, I was like, wait a minute, is he singing or is he just talking? You know what I'm saying? He just ordered just to be on there because he really wants to sing. And I know y'all getting poor.
I thug love it. So you rapping, but you just sing the end of it.
He just doing the hook.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a good song, man.
Was it?
Thug Lovin', right? Was it?
I don't know. Well, Chris Brown, Chris Brown, I don't think he's better than Michael Jackson.
What's your favorite Michael Jackson song?
Man
in the Mirror? Dirty Diana?
No. Definitely not.
Thriller?
Thriller was good, but I don't know.
It's got the best beat.
Song.
That's the best Michael Jackson beat.
Probably Billie Jean. I don't know. Probably Billie Jean. The video. Just how the choreography was. It probably like a 2, like Billie Jean and the one where he kind of got kind of edgy. Like, They Don't Care About Us.
Yeah. Oh, I love the beat of that.
When he's over in Brazil, man.
Yeah.
And there's another thing. Dude was over in Brazil, bro. Third world country, man.
Yeah.
And they couldn't, man. They do whatever dude say. They was in there playing drum, like walking around playing the heavy drum, like they have it at a football game. Dude walking around playing that in the neighborhood, in the village, bro. Dude probably could tell them, I want y'all to eat grapes off the top of this trash can. They'll probably do it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Like overthrow the government right now.
Man.
Let's do it. Mike said it was cool.
Man, dude was so cold. Then, man, like I say, dude bought the Beatles, man, the catalog, bro. Nah, I don't know, man. I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I mean,
but to each his own. Everybody got their own opinion.
And do you think he was like a musical genius?
No, I think he was
a good marketer.
I think Quincy Jones was.
Oh yeah.
I mean, when he got with Quincy Jones, everything changed.
But that's another thing too. Even dealing with Quincy Jones, and that he was still able to keep his music, like have ownership. Michael Jackson, even dealing with Quincy Jones, to still have ownership of all of his things.
But they still said that. I guess. Having that much money and that much fame, it has to do something to you. Like, you're not going to be a regular person no more. Like, we regular people. We can go to Walmart. We may see 2 or 3 people we know. But, you know, he can't go nowhere regular. Like, he can't even go to Dollar General. Here probably just, people be filling up Dollar General. Michael Jackson at Dollar General! Ah!
I mean, and, like, he got that. We're not even going to talk about the money or even the
success.
We're not talking about money. We're going to talk about the success. I mean, not the success, the fame only. He didn't have social media, and everybody knew what he looked like.
But he had the blue check mark back then. He was official.
Exactly.
He was official back then.
He's verified. He's 100.
Like, if dude walked through the River Market, like, if he was, like, in his prime, he walked down the River Market, Bill Clinton Avenue, you would just see people just coming out of nowhere, man.
Yeah, I just want to touch him. Where is that, Michael?
Doing the boom walk.
But the only thing that I think that would definitely protect him from, being sworn like that is that he is probably the most impersonated person on the planet.
He used to be a dude down there. You remember when he was younger?
So,
he used to be a dude, but dude was like tall though. He's probably like 6'2". Michael Jackson wasn't that tall.
But I don't think many people have actually seen him in real life. Like, if I saw Michael Jackson, even now, I would just think it was an impersonator.
I would think it's Peter Pan. I was like, is this Peter Pan from Neverland Ranch?
No, man.
Because even when you see him on TV, just to see real, man. Like, there's no way this dude could be like this. But yeah, man. But can you imagine having so much money, so much influence, so much reach that you can just say, I want to buy a giraffe. Yeah, I want to buy an elephant. Like, where do you buy an elephant at, man? Who do you call about that?
Yeah.
Hey, man, what kind of elephant you got? You got the one from India? Yeah, let me get that one from South India. Let me get that one. Let me get that one right there. Yeah. Then he had a monkey, Bubbles.
You got to know, who do you even call? I don't know the first, second, or third people to even call to even get a giraffe.
I don't even know what to Google it is.
Exactly. Even if I Googled it, I don't know if I can ever get to a phone number.
Dude, do you ever see that Facebook video where a dude was messing around with an orangutan, and the orangutan got his leg, and he pulled it to the cage, and then let it go.
Yeah, you can see real fear. Like, you go from playing, you play stupid games.
Like, the orangutan probably could have, like, literally, like, you know how you pull a stick through or something and it crack and come through that?
Yeah.
I thought dude's leg was going to do that,
like
man.
A piece of spaghetti.
Man, why do people play with stuff like that? Why play with the orangutan?
You can see the little joy in his face that he was having fun with the little orangutan.
No, the orangutan was laid back. The orangutan wasn't even mad.
I'm talking about the dude.
Oh, yeah.
He grabbed
the Asian guy, wasn't
he just going in there. He just playing, hey, look at this.
Sit down.
As soon as he had grabbed him.
Hey, it's down.
You can hear all that fear in Newsboys. I promise, man.
Oh, boy, we wasn't doing this green screen. I'll bring that video up, because that video was funny, man. Yeah. God, that video.
It went from 0 to 100 real quick.
Man, talking about my heartbeat. I would have boo-booed on myself.
Even his homeboy, like, grabbed him, but he didn't want to get grabbed this time.
No, he couldn't. No, he tried to grab him, but the gorilla pushed his hand back. I mean, not the gorilla, but the orangutan pushed his hand back. Like, put your hand, give me this, put your hand back.
Come sit with me. Come holler at your boy. It's like
it ain't like he wasn't even using the full strength.
No, it seemed like he was just playing.
Man, that's crazy.
It's like an episode of Scared Straight and you got too close to the bars.
Oh my God, yeah.
That was crazy.
Or that one where what was another one where dude that was a Nigerian? He stuck his hand in there in the lion's mouth or something, and the lion got a hold of his finger or something like that. You can just go ahead and count your finger goodbye. You're not getting your finger back.
It's a wrap.
Once you get a lock on your finger, it's over. You can forget about it. You might as well cancel Christmas on that one. Or people going swimming with sharks. Like, why do people want to swim with sharks, bro? I'm not swimming no sharks, man. For what?
I mean, there's dolphins. I mean, dolphins look kind of like sharks. That's good enough for me. And that's a little too much. That's a little much.
Yeah, I don't care about no dolphins.
Dolphins are nice, man. Dolphins, they're the smartest mammals. I think
that's how Hollywood portray them as, bro.
Yeah, otters are evil.
You said what?
Otters, like the little platforms.
So you think because you see it on the insurance thing that they nice?
I mean, they should.
People think panda bears are nice, but they not nice. It's a panda bear. It's a bear. It will kill you.
Is it a bear?
Yeah.
So a koala's not a bear. Okay.
No. Yeah. And this goes into our first topic after the singing. The difference between knowing and understanding. You know, that's one thing you got to understand is growing up, you know, that 17 to 25 range, you got to know. You know stuff, but do you understand stuff? Like the Asian guy, he knew the orangutan was strong, but he didn't understand how strong it was. I bet you understand now how strong an orangutan is. And that's how it is with young people. You tell them, hey, man, dude, you can build your career right now. I know. Because I did it. I used to tell dudes, I know. But I didn't understand what they was talking about. To now, I'm going to school for it.
I didn't feel it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that's a really good thing. No one understands it. They sound very similar. Yeah. It's a different thing about knowing how to drive and really understanding how to drive and how everything works. Like you've seen your mom drive for years.
Yeah.
And you know it. You know how to drive. You push the gas. You know to push the gas. You know what I mean? You know to hit the blinker. Yeah. But understanding that each time you put the gas, that's how much power you're going to be using. You know what I mean? You don't put it to the floor every time. You gently press the brake. And you can see the difference between somebody who knows they're supposed to push the gas and knows when they're supposed to hit the brake versus somebody who's done it before. Like you get in the car with somebody, I know what I'm doing, and they hit the brake and you going up every time or you going back.
Here's the thing about that, like so you know somebody a general person, right? This if you have 10 people that drive, right? You're gonna have a percentage of people that drive and they're pretty good at it. Then you have some people where they drive, but it's something weird. Like they always have a dent on the backside. Like they weren't good at judging how to pull out, so they always get hit on the backside. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the other people that they'll say, because I even did. When I was young, I wasn't taking care of my stuff like I should have. You keep blowing head gaskets.
Yeah.
And they never ask why. They just keep saying it's the car, but it's not the car. You're not understanding. You know that you need cooling, but you're not understanding that you got to maintain it.
Yeah.
And once you pay $1,500 to $2,000 a couple times, you start understanding, like, I got to stay on top of this radiator fluid or this coolant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then, like, say you see somebody like, we met somebody like that, they get a car, and it's just like every few months, man, they like total their mug out or something, man.
Yeah.
Like, dude, you just got the car, man. What happened?
And that's another thing too. When parents get a car for a kid, right? They know that the car costs $30,000.
Boy.
You know what I mean? But they and then the parent gets them another one, and they know that it costs money, and they know their parents work hard for it.
Boy.
But until they pay that note themselves, they don't understand.
No, you don't.
It hit different.
That's why when they don't understand, like, they know 30,000 is low, but they don't understand until you have to be an adult now. It's easy when you were in high school. 30,000 seems like a lot.
Boy, this gonna last me all year. Like,
boy, I mean, you talking about like just buying bath towels and stuff like that. That might cost you $200 for a set of towels, man. You know what I'm saying? What? We ain't even got the cleaning supplies. That might cost you another $75 just buying cleaning supplies.
Yeah, what is that in a year? You know what I mean? Out of that,
I'm gonna go to Sam's Club. The Sam's Club membership gonna cost you before you even go in there and buy something. That's gonna be what, $120 annually or something like that. And then you go in there and buy some stuff in bulk. Sometimes kids be saying stuff. They know what they be saying, but they don't understand what they be saying.
Yeah, and what it feel like to actually do that thing.
And it's like knowing something before you making the decision and understanding something. Like somebody know, like, man, you know what? I'm gonna pull the trigger. Like they know they're gonna pull the trigger, but they don't understand. You pull this trigger. Number one, just about pulling the trigger, unlawful discharge.
Yeah, they know how good.
Pulling the gun out is brandishing the firearm. Just pulling the gun out.
Yep.
You get time for that. Just saying or referencing that you got a gun, terroristic threatening. That's 3 or 4 charges right there.
Yeah.
And then if you pull the trigger at somebody, attempted murder.
I know.
You hit that person. It's gonna stick then. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, guys? We back at it again. We wanted to come thank our supporters, thank our subscribers, and we want to get more engagement. We're in the North Little Rock, Arkansas area, and we want to send out an announcement to our people who view us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or Twitter. Yeah. We want to give different people opportunities to share their story, your professional story or your educational story, or how it all blended together. We'll come to your business. We'll do a review on your business. We'll support you. Come to your restaurant, whatever business you have, insurance, whatever you sell. We'll come out and support you because we got a lot of people we know, and we want to let them know that we want to come out and show people and show our youth in Little Rock, North Little Rock area, that there are a lot of options after they graduate to go into and take the most efficient path and not do what everybody else do, but do better than everybody else do. So what you got to say, Jay? Boogie?
No, like I say, do it your way. We want to hear from you guys. You know what I mean? What do you think? You have any questions, comments? You can always put any of your questions down in our comments. We're open. We'll come to you. We'll interview you. We'll promote your product. We'll promote your business.
Yes.
We just want to show the youth that there's a different way to do everything. You know what I mean? In the most efficient path.
Right. And like I say, we're all about promoting positivity. We're not trying to down nobody. We're not trying to, kill somebody's business or something like that. We just want to promote Little Rock, where we're from, and let the youth know that there is positivity out here, there is success out here, but you got to put in the work to go get it.
Everybody who did some time.
Look, I don't want to go to jail. I don't have to do no time to realize, like, when I was 16, 17, I was probably 160 at best on my best day, and you're going to jail where grown men are probably 215, 220 and up. Yeah. No problem. And you 160 It's called the game of numbers. Dudes don't understand. Knowing about the game of numbers and understanding about the game of numbers is two totally different things.
Exactly.
You know 3-on-1 ain't good, but when you understand, it may be too late to even tell 3-on-1.
When you feel 3-on-1, jeez.
Think about this. That would be the dudes don't realize this. You know you got to take a shower with other dudes, but you don't understand how crazy that is. You're going to go in the shower pod.
Every day.
It's like a little pole to come down, shooting water out from what they say in documentaries. And you got 3 or 4 dudes, if not more, piled up right there taking a shower. And here your 160 self. Soaking wet now, around 4 other dudes, 220.
Older, more experienced than you in life and everything else like that.
Looking at you like a little Caesar's hot and ready.
Yeah, a lot of times people know that fighting is hard and it hurts or whatever.
Yeah.
They know, they're getting jumped is going to be rough. Or I would do this if I was getting jumped. But when you get jumped by multiple people.
Why stay there, though?
And you getting hit in different situations. Because everybody, I'm tough. I know what I'm going to do. You don't understand.
I'm out. Michael Johnson, man.
You can run. We can talk later. You know what I mean? And that's another thing, too. No one understanding. But you got to get to that understanding portion. Big thing about communication. A lot of people think communication, and I think this goes with knowing and understanding.
Yeah, definitely.
Communication, when I told him, or I talked to him, or this and that, talking and somebody hearing you and somebody understanding you is way different.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Because you can talk, but you haven't communicated what it is, your ideas, thoughts, or feelings to that other person.
Dancing around like a politician.
You know what I mean? You can be telling them, you can tell them as much as you want, but until they understand, you haven't communicated with them.
That's like politics, right?
Because you keep saying dolphin. They don't know what dolphin means.
You ask a guy,
so you
hey
have
man,
to help them understand.
Hey, so-and-so center, you like Coke? Well, I went to the field. It was hot outside. I like flowers. I think crocodiles are predators. But do you like Coke, though? I like blue cars. I think Amish people are really nice. They build really nice things. But do you like Coke?
Boy, we're talking about Coke.
I like lemonade.
Sir.
And then, like say, you think about it in the city, right? Like you said, communication. You say, I told dude. What did you tell him? Did you? Some people, you can say something to.
Level?
You can tell me, hey man, don't go over there, man. Just kind of hang back. You telling me I need to chill out right now. Don't get caught up in the crossfire. You tell somebody else that, they're gonna say, oh man, I go over there, man. Why you telling me that, man? Let me go over there and see. Boop.
You talking about over here? Go over here.
Yeah.
Man, they can't tell me what to do.
Yeah, some people like that. They still got to see the fat meat greasy. You can tell them that it's greasy.
Yeah.
You can show them your hands greasy, and they're like, nah, that ain't going to happen to me.
And that's cool when you're not dealing with people that you love or that you care about. Because they're going to do it their own way. But now you're talking to your child. Now you're talking to a family member. Yeah. And they're going to do this. So you have to communicate better to them and get them in a level of understanding with you.
But it's the thing,
you're saying don't go over there, so now you have to change it and train it into a different way because you're talking, but they're not understanding.
So do you believe in that saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink? Do you believe in it?
100%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in that thing, does the horse understand what it's here for? You know what I mean? You led it to the water, you know what I mean, in a sense.
But most animals, though, they drink water.
But then most people got common sense. But what we find out, that most people do not have common sense.
Right. Or they have common sense, but somehow they override it.
Exactly. I believe you. I'm right there with you.
Because, like I say, in my turn, I know I override my country a lot of doing crazy. So I know I did.
Most definitely. I know people with too many kids by the same person who definitely override it.
I know one time we was coming up country. This is probably when I had the Impala then. You remember I had the Impala in high school? And we was racing uphill on country. You know what? Leaving planet Earth, coming up there where that Kroger's is.
Oh man.
It's a hump right there.
Yeah.
At that light, right before you turn the cabin on or whatever. And we was coming up in the Impala. My homeboy said that probably like it came off the ground and it landed. It was sparks, but I couldn't see because I was driving. I didn't even know it did that. I was driving. I was winning. My homeboy was like, man, hey man, yeah, sparks come off from under your car, dude. What you doing, man? Like, I didn't know.
It was like a movie. I was winning.
But
Talladega Nights.
Understand it though. You're like, man, I could have. Because sometimes when your car go in the air, if you're not careful when it hit the ground, it might start going out of control. Don't ask me how I know that.
If you turn your wheels in the air, you don't move.
Right.
But when you land, you go in the direction that you turn your wheels off.
Yeah.
It's a skill that we're not trained to have, and he was out there. Stuntman Mike out there, y'all.
Boy, Stuntman Mike. And then, like I say, understanding something before you make a decision. How far can you think before you make a decision? That's the question. You know, if you could think, like you say, if you think I want to buy this, but if you think about it before you buy, like what is this really going to take away from? Like, what is it going to cost me to buy this?
Yeah.
Am I gonna have
Am I gonna pay cash? Am I gonna finance it? And if I finance it, what am I giving up monthly? You're giving up something monthly.
Down the road, yearly, annually,
Annually, or whatever the case may be. Like, what am I giving up like that? Like when you buy something outright, a lot of times, it's that one hit. Like, what am I not gonna have this month, or what am I gonna have in my savings? But when you finance something, how is this affecting my monthly budget, my yearly budget?
And then you think about like knowing and understanding, because we older, right? You see somebody with one of them big old Infinity SUVs or something like that.
Yeah.
You understand that those are not cheap. Somebody probably like financing a $80,000 truck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's somebody else's
insane.
Home. You know what I mean?
There's
exactly.
2 houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe even 3 in the right area. You talking about 3 houses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then you're looking at somebody, and then what if their wife got a car?
Yeah, that's true.
That's 2. Like, you got 2 of them.
Yeah.
Or 2 similar, cars. You know what I mean? When you're a child, or when you don't know.
Yeah.
Well, when you don't understand, but that's he must make this, or they must make. Not always.
No.
People can put themselves in an incredible financial bind.
Trying to show out.
Basically doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I did that. I did that a couple times. So yeah, for real. I know. Like I said, when I had the Monte Carlo, man, it was cool for a while. Then you realize, like, think about it, people, young kids. I think they probably need to understand this. They don't think they know, but they don't understand. Once you start doing the rim thing, you have to keep up. You have to constantly update yourself because you'll go out of style really fast. Yeah. When I was doing that, and then there was dudes that, you know what I'm saying, we went to school with the real hustlers. I call myself hanging around, driving with them and stuff, but I'm still on 20s. They getting 22s, 24s, 26s. I'm still on 20s, man. Matter of fact, they rims so big, it make my rims like 18s.
Yeah, that was like, oh yeah, regular rims. He just got low profile tires.
Yeah, he got low profile tires, yeah. But see, I didn't understand that you trying to get into that lifestyle, you have to keep up. It keeps progressing. You have to have the money to progress with it, or you'll get left behind. You know what I'm saying? So, definitely something to think about. And
then you can't, you got to think about the maintenance of some of these lifestyles. You don't get to go buy regular tires.
No. And back then, I don't know how much 20s are now, but back then 20s was like almost $250, $300 a tire, easy.
Yeah.
So you're talking about $1,200 for a set of tires, man.
And think people didn't make that much, didn't make as much as they do now.
I don't know how I did it, to be honest with you. I probably most of my income was going towards maintenance and stuff, man. When I had the Monte Carlo, man. Cause boy, so the next topic. Did somebody buy your car and keep it the same? The old Monte Carlo? I think they did, but man, that car, boy, been through so much stuff. I don't know how Barron even fixed that mug, man, to be honest with you, because I think the heads blew in that mug again for the last time. And he ended up buying it from me. He ended up selling it to somebody. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think he ended up giving me like $800 for it. Nah, because I think it was old by then. Yeah. It was old, man. And now he may have gave me $1,000 for it. I take that back. He may have gave me $1,000 for it, and I was like, man, hey, you can have it, man. I got the title at home, bro. So let's sign that title over to him. I think that's when I ended up getting the Chrysler, man. Still driving that old. I mean, not old, but the Chrysler, man. Still driving them other day. But yeah. Next topic is what are some of the skills not taught in the book? And I think about, like, say, we think about communication, right? I know for me, having a sense of humor in different situations, it could be a gift and a curse because I've messed up having a sense of humor, and I've been successful having a sense of humor as well.
Mm-hmm.
You say something, you're like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. I messed up. And then you can say something like, nah, everybody at lunch, you know what I'm saying?
I remember that guy. That's that guy, Michael.
Yeah. Going to an interview.
Oh, what's that?
Your interview is supposed to be about something, IT, but we talking about Jerry Seinfeld or something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's Southwest jokes, and then there's jokes, IT jokes, humor, IT humor.
Yeah. But like, certain things that's taught in the book, I mean, there's certain skills that you have. Sometimes it's just regular stuff, like being on time.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Being, having a happy attitude, being a go-getter, being eager and things, small things like that don't cost anything, that your parents probably taught you very early.
Yeah.
That people get out of because they don't want to feel like they're kissing butt, or they don't have to bow down to anybody. Just being nice, being polite, being on time, being a little extra early, volunteering and things like that for something, volunteering to learn something. Right. You know what I mean? They got some extra training, doing that, being eager. Those things help out a lot. People remember that. You know what I mean?
Being on time I'm telling you, that alone can boost up your value, just being on time. Like, if you're scheduled to be at work at 8, if you can be there at 7:50 and ready to work at 8, that'll boost your value.
Yeah.
But how many people really can do it? Now, depending on what job you gotta get, like I talked about on my channel, you get a skill set job, and then you got entry level job. Entry level jobs, if you some jobs, like I said, I remember when I worked at the airport, bro, you couldn't be late.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even give you. I don't even know they gave you a 5-minute window, bro. Like, you had to be clocked in. If you were scheduled to be there at 8, you had to be at that clock at 7:58 it was a fingerprint clock in thing, and doop, clocking in by 8.
And it's always, I'm sorry, most of the time that they're that critical about your time is usually these low-paying jobs.
Oh, definitely. Because when I started working in IT, career, I'm not saying all of them like that, but some of them, man, some of the managers, they be like, man, you know what I'm saying? Especially with my earlier IT jobs, they're like, man, I know you got kids. I know you got to take them to school, man. Just don't get here. Just don't be flagrant. You know what I'm saying? Coming in at
that's
9,
another
you supposed to be
thing.
at work at 8. You coming in here at 9:30. Talking about, man, I was a little late. I had to stop by Starbucks, man.
Coming up with a food. Then you sit down for the first 30 minutes and eat too.
Boy,
people be
now you at work at 10.
You know what I mean? Now you at your office you at your desk eating. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've been there, and when you start hating the job, you really start, flexing on the time. Now they want you, they give you an extra 10 minutes. Now you got to take 20.
Boy.
You know what I mean?
Give me an inch, I take a mile.
Boy, and they will do it.
It's kind of like running back, right?
Let me get that
I'm going to get that forward progress. Man.
Nickel and dime you to death.
I tell you a story. I know this job I worked at as executive, right? This dude was like top level guy. And they would have meetings and stuff where he had to be there. Uh-huh. And he would, I'm going to say this person would come in late. And then he would get there late, but he would have a thing of Starbucks in his hand.
So we know you waited in line. Just 5, 10, 15 minutes.
Exactly.
You would have been on time.
Exactly. And then he come in there drinking it. But who going to say something to him, though? He's the top level guy. I mean, he can snap his fingers. You can lose your job just like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like flexing your power, I guess.
What y'all doing? Like, I ain't got the same time y'all get. Y'all on something else. And I've seen people do that from the bottom though. It's a different. A different flex.
Oh yes.
From the bottom, like you paying to go to school somewhere, then you come into class late, 10, 15 minutes late, and you got Starbucks, and you gonna sit at your desk because the teachers, in college usually they might let you eat. You know what I mean? Especially if they're in a science class. You came in there 15 minutes. You gotta sit in the front. You got to drink, and you got the little English muffin, and you got to put jelly on it. It's smelling. Everybody can smell your food.
And you smacking when you late. And
you ain't got your book out. The class only 15 minutes. You 15 minutes late, and you eating most of the class.
And then
you got questions. Then you got questions. So what part we on? This point,
boy, for real.
The stuff you see sometimes.
And then knowing how to sell yourself to a stranger. A lot of people don't realize this. When you go to an interview, most of the time, you've been interviewed by a stranger.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you don't talk to strangers. It's the weirdest thing, like an oxymoron, right?
Yes.
But when
so
you go
you
to
got
an
to get
interview,
all those things that you're automatically trained to do.
Right.
Most of the time as a child. Like, you know what I mean?
Don't stereotype. Don't make assumptions.
Uh-huh.
We're going to talk about that in another podcast, stereotype and assumptions, which is insane because you have to do that sometimes. Sometimes you may be wrong. Sometimes it's better to be wrong than right. Then you mess up, do something and don't assume.
It's danger. I'm in the jungle. It got stripes. It's a tiger.
Yeah. Bottom line. If it was something else, well,
hey.
I'd rather be wrong. I'd rather be prepared for the tiger than if it's just something else. It's just a koala bear with stripes on it. I'd rather be prepared. Yeah, but interviews, man, you got to sell yourself to a stranger, man.
Yeah.
And it's not about the job. Most times it's can you fit into the culture. But you know, I think that's a myth. I don't know if it's a myth. I don't know. When you just talking about like old dudes, you talk about, they call each other Uncle Toms and stuff, man. But it's like if the dude is successful and he knows how to play the game, does that make him Uncle Tom?
Exactly. You tell me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because this person's got what they need.
I understand,
their family's taken care of. I mean, you do want to have a standard of self-worth and, don't go for anything, you know what I mean, like a do-boy, but that's you from the outside looking in. You don't know what that man's doing on a day-to-day. I know his family taken care of.
Now, everybody has this different definition, I guess, but I know, though, there are some dudes who do get to levels like that and they don't help nobody, you know what I'm saying, but themselves, but... Some people, I understand that too, that some people you can't help because you can't put your name on a line like that. I understand both sides of the fence, you know what I'm saying? Not say it's just, but yeah, man, that's one thing I always like. You hear the old dudes talk about, man, Uncle Tom, man, he fooling with dude, man, you know what I'm saying? But you don't realize, some dudes, they say that too, they're actually pretty cool dudes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, it is some dudes that's like kind of snake, they kind of like that, like, man.
And they don't want nobody to get up there with them and stuff.
They think they're better than you and stuff like that,
yeah,
you know
exactly,
what I'm saying? Like, man, please, man, you don't make enough money to sit around me, talk to me, man, you know what I'm saying?
Pardon? You know what I mean?
I remember we worked at the hospital. Was it Dr. Fletcher? Dude was a cool dude, man.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Fletcher, man, cool dude, man. Talk about them Steelers, man. He love them Steelers, man. But not all doctors don't talk to you like that. They like, who are you? Who are you? Who? Oh, man. But yeah, you got to know how to sell yourself to people you don't know, because that's majority of the people when you start getting into your career, until you get to know people and build connections, you're going to be talking to strangers. So don't be afraid to talk to strangers, man. You know what I'm saying? In the corporate world. Now, we're not talking about, Nightmare on Elm Street strangers. We're not talking about that. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother level.
I saw somebody walking on Martin Luther King and they looked lonely. So I stepped out and talked to them.
You know what's actually street over there in the hood called Elm Street? Off 12th Street? It's called Elm Street.
Right. It used to be next door to like, I know exactly where it is.
The City Market or something like that?
Mm-hmm. It used to be right there. It used to be AutoZone like right there, and then the
police station still there.
The police station like a block away.
Nowhere, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah, AutoZone ain't going nowhere. As long as it's like Shade Tree Mechanics, man, AutoZone ain't going nowhere, man.
Yeah, nah, of course. Yeah. But like I say, talking to strangers, selling yourself to different stuff, like telling somebody, and this is another thing too, revealing things about that you may be insecure about to a stranger as well. So now you're breaking down your professional life. You know what I mean? What you perceive as your value or your worth, because that's what you're going to be making financially. This is going to determine your financial worth. Now you have to express those things and really, to a complete stranger, says, hey, this is what I can do. These are the relevant skills I have. I might only had 3 or 4 jobs, but I have all the skills required for this, and you have to confidently deliver that to somebody that you've never met before.
Right.
You know what I mean? Who may or may not even be listening. Somebody may have the job. There are so many things that can go through your head, and you can get lost in the sauce of everything that could happen. So you have to stay focused and stay on.
And then being able to just say, no, I don't know. But not say it as a way of saying I don't know as far as I won't figure it out, but just say honest and say I haven't got to that point in my career or into my troubleshooting or something like that. But also we're talking about knowing and understanding. The more people you can talk to, the more people you can come into contact with, the more experience you have dealing with people. Yes. You know what kind of personality. Not everybody has a personality, and some personalities are similar. Like you have that, lion personality. You have the tiger personality. You have the elephant personality.
Not everybody has a personality.
No, everybody has a personality.
Yeah. Oh, that's okay. Yeah. I was just making sure. I was like,
no. Everybody has it. Everybody say everybody don't. That's my fault. But I'm saying that's similarity. Everybody. Some people. Groups of people have the same similarities, you know what I'm saying? Like a person that's a manipulator. There's a group of people, they have that same trait of being manipulated. They try to use money or they try to use some form to get you hooked in, then try to manipulate you. And then there are people that, it's sad to say, but some people, they so used to living that way, it's like they almost, that's what they embrace, you know what I'm saying? Because they can't think on their own, you know what I'm saying? That's the downside of being manipulated. You can't think for yourself because you're constantly being played like a joystick. So you don't know how to operate on your own, you know what I'm saying? So yeah. And then like you think about, when you interviewing with somebody, if you in that field and you kind of know what you're dealing with, you kind of know what kind of questions they're going to ask you. They may ask you a different way, but it's going to be pertaining to their job, And we'll go over there one day. When I get this screen figured out, bring up some look at job postings and stuff. Be like, they probably gonna ask you questions about this, and this.
Yeah, exactly.
And you may not know it. They just gonna ask you to see what you're gonna say
and how you respond. Sometimes they ask you weird questions. They try to mix you up, but they just want to see your response. Like, how quick did you think on the fly?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Thinking on the fly is definitely something the book don't teach you.
Exactly. Because sometimes you think they're gonna ask me this they asked me 4 out of these particular 10 questions. Then they ask you question 11. Like, I didn't know about this one. So you have to figure out how to answer this question. You know what I mean? Professionally. You know what I mean? But you've already scripted the other questions.
Then if you can do that, script the questions, answer the question, and if you can make them laugh. Like I'm telling you, somebody that I'm mental though. I think are totally outside the box. Totally. They asked me, are you comfortable being a team? Or are you comfortable working alone? And I would tell them it depends on what interview I'm in, and especially if it's one of them jobs where I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm just really they interviewing me just to say they interview somebody. Because let's say with the state they do that a lot, right? So with the state or something, they ask me that, are you a team guy or do you like working alone? And I was like, do you want me to be Rambo? You want to drop me off in the rainforest? Because I'll get out.
Yeah.
It may not be the way that you want, but I'll get out. Or do you want to work as a team? And I don't have no problem working as a team because a team, you get to learn from different people, learn different strategies and techniques and stuff like that. But you got to be telling them, you can't be afraid to answer these questions. You got to be able to come the way that fits you, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, if you're reclusive, a lot of those questions are kind of back you in the corner because now you're feeling like you got to talk too much. And you're like, I don't want to talk.
Or you got to lie about a scenario. And they're asking you opinion questions. So why are you lying about an opinion? They're asking your opinion.
But when I worked at the ISP place, I think a lot of people told stories about a lot about their networking skills, working on routers and switches. They'll say, "Oh yeah, I got a CCNA," and then when they start the job, they say, "Well, go ping this switch." How do I do that? Wait a minute, you got a CCNA? That's kind of like networking basics, pinging. But they'll say, "How do I do that?" And not, you don't understand. You really saying, you ask somebody, how do I ping? But you said you got CCNA. You're not understanding. You kind of make yourself look crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's pretty crazy. What am I looking for now? Haha, man ego. We was talking about this with celebrities, right? Man ego section, right? Because of course, because we don't have women on here, we don't want to get crucified by women. So we talking about man ego stuff. How can success?
And we will try to have ladies on in the future, and things like that.
I just want to argue with them. We just have a friendly debate. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause you know how that'll go. Straight rabbit hole that you never get out of. How can success make you comfortable and still? Like with that, when you start getting, something I've done it before. I remember I was working at the nonprofit place, and you get comfortable. He's like, I could be here for a while. But then you start realizing, like, wait a minute, they're only giving me 2% raise. So what am I gonna do with that?
Where's the growth?
But the job was so. Well, I put it like this: because of the manager I had at first, the job was really not. It was pretty laid back, and you kind of knew what you had going on. And then when management changed, things got different. You know what I'm saying?
Those hidden benefits were gone.
Yeah, hidden benefits were gone. So you had to think about some stuff then.
And that's another thing too. Sometimes when you're in a situation where you've been struggling a lot and just trying to make ends meet, and you finally got this check and you got a couple $100 left over, maybe $1,000 left over. Well, this is it.
Yeah.
I can afford my rent. Car notes, no problem. I can travel with my wife or my husband. This is it. I'm good. I can go fishing or hunting. You know what I mean? But there's not really any growth. You know what I mean? It's good to be thankful.
Right.
I think we've discussed this before. It's good to be thankful, but you want to at least have something else going, whether it's your investments or something.
Right,
you want to be in a place where you can grow, develop your skills and things like that. Because if you're too relying on one source, if somebody takes that away, now you're back in that whole struggle thing as well. So you want to keep your options open and be always looking forward to growth and change. There's nothing wrong with being thankful and enjoying where you are.
Right.
But you always want to, be thinking.
Because that's like one big myth. Like some people say, you're greedy if you want more, but I think it's a myth because there's nothing wrong with wanting more. I think greed is like almost like a state of mind, depending on where you at. Like I guess what you think in life. Like what's greed to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it wrong for a person to be ambitious? It's like, I'm not gonna leave nothing on the table. I'm just gonna take whatever's owed to me. So whatever I can get my hands on. I'm not gonna rob and steal nobody for it. I'm not trying to like overly indulge in it, but if I could generate this kind of money, why not do it? You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to listen to us. I'll talk to you about that later. But another thing, when you talk about greed, you're talking about we are talking about because that's a negative word.
Yeah.
But I guess you feel like the meaning's not. But we're talking about overindulgence.
No.
But I'm saying like when we talk about greed, we're talking about indulgent. We see something as evil or taking something or getting as much as you can and having too much focus on. I think you're being like a glutton or something with money or something like that. But we're kind of just coming from a place of of ambition.
Yeah.
Like I said, I heard a sermon about the evils of being ambitious. I'm like, why is ambition evil in this sense? But they went into different things. But being ambitious or trying to be to grow without negativity.
Right.
You don't have to take from somebody to gain.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think sometimes to me that's a big difference. And that's really to me between jealousy and envy. There's nothing wrong with seeing something somebody else has, wanting that and wanting to work for it. Like I see Bill Gates. I like what he has. I want to have that as well. So I want to go. That made me want to go to. That inspired me.
Right.
So what's the difference between inspiration and jealousy? You see something somebody has. You want that. You make a plan and you make action to take action to get your goals based off something you may have seen. You know what I mean? So it's about perception and what it is that you're actually doing. Are you being greedy or are you being ambitious? Are you jealous or are you inspired? Not jealous. Are you envious and trying to take what somebody has?
See, greedy is like say taking all the money like that, like being like money like that. And you don't even help nobody. You just like, I'm keeping it all to myself. I'm gonna hoard it. I'm gonna sit on it. I'm not doing nothing.
I'm frugal. I'm cheap.
Yeah, but you just want to take care of your family and do all the extra stuff that you can afford, and it costs money for that, man. Unfortunately, it costs money.
And you don't want to leave any of that
like
on the table.
Like knowing after understanding, like everything costs. You think about paying your bills, and you want to go on vacation at Disney World. You know what I'm saying? Your kids want to go to Disney World.
Am I greedy for
doing that on $50,000 or $50,000 salary? And $50,000 salary is pretty good to some people. It's pretty good. But when you talk about doing something like that, going on vacation, now you doing some stuff where you gonna stay at like a little condo or something instead of staying. I'm talking about you can go to Disney World, stay on the resort, eat there. Everything is done right there. You don't have to get in a house way, across town in Florida or something like that. I'm talking about
3 or 4
going to the resort and you stand at the hotel on the resort. Matter of fact, when you walk out, you in the park kind of stuff. I'm trying to do that kind of stuff. You know what I'm
Another
saying?
thing too is, okay, if I'm greedy, right, what makes the next person special?
Right.
Like, why does he get to make $250,000 a year, but when I make 50, I'm supposed to be thankful for what I have?
Right.
Why does he get to do that? Well, he worked hard. I'm trying to work hard. I didn't say give me the $250. I said allow me the opportunity to work hard and get that as well.
Right.
Like, why is it greedy when I want some of the same things that somebody else have? It's possible. It's doable.
Right.
I'm not asking somebody to give me the moon. I don't want to be the only person with the deed to the moon.
Right.
I want what the people have right there. Like, what do I need to do to get it?
Exactly.
I'm not the only person that wants Lexus or Range Rover or G-Wagon or a Ferrari. They sell those to people, not mythical creatures, not a unicorn.
Right.
So why can't I be that person? And that's the question that you need to ask yourself. Why can't you be that person?
Exactly.
If the work's available and you can get there, why can't you? Why are you greedy for wanting more than $50,000?
Exactly.
So if you look at it like that somebody's already getting it,
right?
Why can't you?
Why can't you? Exactly. And man, don't ever, man, stop investing in your skill set and increasing your skill set, because it will bring you. Matter of fact, you be tripping over opportunities, man. You increase your skill set. It's insane. It's unreal. And I think that's one thing that in our community we really don't really. You kind of hear about it, but nobody really hit on it like at a specific point. See, we trying to fill that gap from when you graduate to you kind of getting your career, to understand that you have so much time to hone in on your skill set, to understand what your wheelhouse is, and then build around that, instead of just guessing or throwing something at the wall hoping it stick. You know what I'm saying?
And there's advantages to that, because doing something is better than doing nothing. Right, having a plan and trying to move forward.
How many people make a plan though? That's what I'm saying. That's
no. Yeah, I mean, like, okay, taking a step is better than the inactiveness of this and that. You know what I mean? And sometimes you learn from mistakes. I don't need you to have analysis paralysis, but we want you to kind of get out there, and do something.
Yeah. And see, here's another thing about knowing and understanding, right? Understanding the dynamics of the inner city. Now, this gets a lot of people crossed up, because I know me and you probably think on the same way. Look, I heard this in a jail documentary one time. He told this dude, he said, listen, the jail politics was here before you got here. Matter of fact, it was here before you was even born. You want to come in here and try to change the world, and you probably going to die. You're going to get killed, and nothing's going to change.
Yeah.
You can either understand what it is and roll with it, or lose your life, and nothing's gonna change. You're gonna keep rolling on. You know what I'm saying? Or get rolled over.
Yeah, exactly. I think this goes back to even the last point.
Yeah.
We're talking about growing your skill sets. But also, a lot of us have been gaining skills. If you've worked anywhere, but we're not recognizing the skills that we are gaining.
Right.
And we don't put these things that we know and that we do on our resumes. You worked at McDonald's, but you did so many things. You did that bookkeeping. You made their schedule. You were a supervisor. You cooked on a grill. You prepared fries. You did frozen foods. You unloaded trucks. You did inventory. You need to put those things down. Same thing, like we was talking about going into a prison system or any kind of system that's already been there. Use your transferable skills in that, be able to work within that system. You know what I mean? Instead of trying to change everything, change the environment to you, see what you can do, like what skills and strength you have that work in this environment. See, I think the same thing that work in the desert won't work in the ocean.
I think I'm talking about too is like understanding where you at and knowing how to navigate that. Or somebody tell you remember back in the day, somebody say, hey man, don't go to Highland Court, man. And some people be like, I get it, I'm not going. And then some people be like, man, can't nobody tell me where to go, man. I'm going to go to Highland Court. But guess what? You might not make it out.
I made it to the top of the hill, didn't come back down. Jackie's Hill went up the hill.
And you might not come back. And that's the thing, sometimes, you hear people complain. So, dude, it's just how it is, man. Like, You can't. It's like complaining about Animal Planet, right? You complain about a lion killing the zebra, dude. A lion is it's gonna kill a zebra.
That zebra had a family, man.
Hey, man, it's called the food chain, my friend. You know what I'm saying? And the best way I can say is just, man, you gotta have awareness, man. Try not to get involved in it, cause like I said, you may not come back. Some kids, we even knew that they broken. They breaking somebody's house and they get addicted to that. They like doing that. Yeah. But if you tell them to work 8 hours, just 4 hours at Dollar General, man, I don't want to do that, man. I could break in somebody's house, man, and spend about 15 minutes doing that. Or I could work 4 hours at Dollar General, you know what I'm saying?
And the thing is, like, even with the hustling and breaking in people's house and robbing, even though you take all that risk, you take the same risk every time.
Boy,
but you don't get the same reward. Sometimes the reward is really high. You got a Rolex, you got a car, you was able to steal. Then sometimes you go in there and there's a whole bunch of dictionaries, Encyclopedia Britannicas, you know what I mean?
Dusted.
Nothing in there. And you risk your life because they could have shot you.
Boy.
And you risk going to jail and there was nothing in there. It's like when people glorify being single, they don't tell you about them lonely nights. Boy. They talk about the freedom.
Right.
But they don't talk about, they might be depressed. And then married people don't tell you about the arguments. They don't tell you about the this and that. He won't go to work or this and that. Or I got to take care of the kids. Or he won't do this. They don't tell you about those things. You know what I mean? So there's going to be hitting little...
Then also, growing up in the black neighborhood, how often do we see resolution? You see beefs.
Yes.
You see arguments. You see misunderstandings. But how often do you see people squash resolution? Come to an understanding. Okay, we don't agree on this, but we can keep it moving. That's something we just don't agree on. Yeah, or would agree to disagree or something like that.
People shoot, they move away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or they're in different neighborhoods. Like they're in the same city, but in different neighborhoods. They never cross it because they stay in their area. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So it get pretty crazy real fast. You gotta be careful out there, man. And these kids now, like it's weird, man. It seems like, you see the violence across the news and stuff, but it seems like ever since we've been living, it's been like that though, bro.
But they keep saying every year is worse, and it's like they're always this looming dark cloud that, oh my God, the world's gonna, really blow up.
We're not trying to minimize no victims at all. But we just saying like, ever since we could understand what violence was and how things was going, it's been crazy though. You know what I'm saying? It's just a different generation now, sure. But I remember gang banging in Little Rock. I mean, like, was it 92?
Yeah.
I mean, that was a rough time, man. I mean,
very rough. I mean,
now 21st Street don't even look like 21st Street. You ever rode down 21st Street?
No, I didn't do that.
Rode down the other day. They almost regentrifying that area now. You know what I'm saying? They got like new houses and everything over there.
We got to look like, how poor we actually, really look. I mean, it looked really poverty, third world country looking. And then you got to imagine being in a socioeconomic place.
I don't know if are there any projects left in Little Rock?
I'm not 100% sure.
I don't think it is.
And you got poor people and violence. And it's a terrible mix.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's not a lot for kids to do in the summer, man. Like, every kid's not going to be an athlete, man. You know what I'm saying? It's other stuff kids can do, but there's nothing. Like, if I get blessed with that kind of money, you know what I'm saying, I would do that. I would make an IT camp. You know what I'm saying? I would make a art camp where they go to actually art studio, you know what I'm saying? Or even if you get some land, say you get like 4 days, you could build almost like a dormitory, man. Like, they actually could come there, all the kids out of summer come there, stay in the dormitory, teach them how to be, civilized in that manner, you know what I'm saying?
And honestly,
change the game, bro.
To have, to talk about fixing violence, the war on violence, but it starts with the kids because this generation after, because we've been doing this, what?
Yeah.
I mean, we're just going to start recently, you know what I mean? We got to think 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
Do that, like, people keep murdering. Hey, it takes a good little 10-year period to help the youth, right? I mean, if we can get the youth in different places, in different programs, like I say, art like that, now we have a group of a 10-year gap of people that aren't like violent criminals, that are that much cultured, that are that much more educated, you know what I mean?
And that's why you want to make money. People be talking about greed and stuff. Like rich people say, you make the money, then you go save the trees. Yeah. You make the money, then you go feed the hungry. You make the
standing
money.
with a sign don't do as much as
you make the money. Then you help the poor. But until you have money, you can't help nobody. And that's the thing, like,
because if you're hungry, you can't help nobody.
Yeah, living in a median income area, people don't make enough to help people like that. Because you're trying to stay above water yourself. You know what I'm saying?
And who knows what they're doing with these charities where they saying, hey, just give $1 here and there, or
like Brewster Millions. They take $1 from everybody. Was it $1? It was like a penny. And everybody in New York, you took a penny. Yeah, it was like $1 million there. Then they got mad and said they want their penny back because somebody was rich. That's messed up. They didn't even know the penny was gone, bro. I want my money back. Get my penny back, dude.
Yeah, if you took half a penny, like, that's not a technically amount of money, but when you add up a bunch of half pennies.
Right. I want my money back. So, quote of the day. It's going to be a good one. Elon Musk. When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. You agree with that?
Yeah. I mean, I think, that's one of the positive sides of sometimes being emotionally driven or dream driven. That's the motivation that makes you want to do something.
Yeah.
And it's scary, but to take the step out on faith to actually do something that you deem is important to you, I feel like is when you really start living.
Yeah, everybody got a priority list. Like, some people's priorities are different. You know what I'm saying? And what am I thinking about? Like, when you talking about priority, like somebody that's an official street guy, I guess, respect and things like that. Is like a big, like probably the number one priority, like a hustle. Because if somebody steals something from you, if you don't do nothing, now you lose, like kind of like a credit score. You losing those points. You know what I'm saying? You had like a 900 respect score, and somebody takes something from you. Now you drop it down to 8 something like that. Now people start seeing that. You know what I'm saying? Or even you go to school or something like that, or let's say you see somebody making 6 figures and you look at the job description, they say they want them to have a master's degree. If you want that 6 figures good enough, you're going to go get that master's degree. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you want it. If you don't want it, just don't go get the master's degree. Just take what comes with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, young people, there are people out here making $100,000+ a year as a base salary.
Yeah,
talking about base salary.
Yeah, $250 a base.
Yeah.
In
problem.
Small towns, you know what I mean? Like,
it's
you'd be surprised.
Yeah. But yeah, man, even you think about something, everybody do got this something that's important to them, and they'll do whatever it takes, man. Like, so you think about, you get, you think about like drugs, or you think about not even drugs. Let's take drugs off the table. That's too easy to talk about. That's low hanging fruit. Yeah. Somebody like they living outside their means, right? Mm-hmm. You know you're not supposed to have that car. You know this car don't fit your means, but you're gonna find a way to get that car.
Yep.
You don't need a Mercedes, and you're only making $30,000 a year, but you're gonna find a way to get that Mercedes, and you're making $30,000 a year,
bro.
And you're gonna give up shelter. You're gonna give up all that just to pay the rent on the Mercedes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I said, I've definitely seen different stuff like this. So as they got their money, they saved up. They didn't save money to buy the car. They saved up just to get the down payment and pay the sales tax. Boy. And now, they live in somewhere like the worst apartments. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, they was paying $350 for. Like the rent or something like that with whatever government assistance program they was on.
Boy.
But they got in their car.
Boy.
You know what I mean?
They
got in and they had it. Like,
even though
that's their dream though. Like, who am I to take somebody's dream? I've always wanted to drive 750. I always wanted to have a Mercedes. You know what I mean?
Dream and reality, like, you have to understand. That's the deal. I'm not gonna never knock somebody's dream, but is it realistic at this point now though?
They made it happen. It's very. They in that.
No, I'm saying but now, the realistic is the cost. Yeah, I'm saying.
Is it healthy? No, probably not. Yeah. But then who are we to say? Like you say, no matter what the quote say, when something's important to you, even if the odds are not in your favor.
Yeah, so I said the priority list.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Even when the odds weren't in their favor, you know what I mean? You driving your Mercedes, your $80,000 car, to a low income project housing.
Sometimes when we be on the back roads, like driving to Hot Springs or something, you see somebody like on those back roads and back country areas, they'll have a trailer, not even like a double wide, just like a single wide trailer, but they have like a Corvette, and they have they love cars more than they care about the housing part of it.
Yeah, because
everybody's different. The
their house is not important to them.
Right.
Like this trailer, it shelters them.
It costs $40,000, probably $60,000.
Keeps them warm. And guess what? They living for the weekend. On the weekend, I get to drive my little red Corvette.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that's it for them. I mean, we're not knocking anything. If you can find your little niche and that's what you want more than anything, hey, go for it. We're just saying,
Yep. And now, this is something that we end with. It's some little quick hitting stuff. And I'll tell people this. With social media now, you can research every skill. There are all kind of skills you can learn. Like now, everybody's building a tiny house on YouTube now, bro. Mm-hmm. Everybody. I mean, they don't even use slabs, bro. I've seen them put some mason bricks down, and they build the foundation off the mason bricks. As long as they level, and they build a tiny cabin, like a 500 square foot house. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Just building sheds, pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
And since it's trendy, you can do the price for square footage can be up.
I mean, learning how to use Zoom, you can YouTube that. Learning how to do all kind of stuff, it can be YouTube, man, or Google. You can do all that, no problem. So, man, just knowing how to use Instagram is a skill.
Almost
and Twitter and Facebook and all that. Some people are really good at that. Posting consistently, learning the algorithms and stuff like that. Some people are real good at that. And I just doing it now, I'm learning every day, but you realize like people have production. It's somebody just for editing. Somebody just for posting and making titles on YouTube. I mean, people have like a team for people just doing that specific thing. That's all they do. You know what I'm saying? One dude just operate the camera. That's all they do is operate the camera.
Sure.
Stuff like that. It's hard to do it without a team. Like, how much money you think you can make on your own without a team? What do you think the max is?
I mean, like I say, it's always the sky is the limit, but ain't nobody ever did anything by themselves.
Right.
You had nothing. You had a teacher, you had a this, you had a that. I mean, I don't think we're meant to be alone. Now, a lot of us enjoy our solitude. Right. But I'm pretty sure ain't nobody did nothing.
Like, you can't get the billions by yourself.
I know.
You got to have a machine, man. You got to have something to generate. And that's why you only see like the top one.
We talked about how hard it was to keep regular bills and stuff like everything, keep track of everything you have to pay, let alone investments, let alone that many moving parts.
Boy. Like, what do you even have that much money at? You have to invest in something. Like, you can't even have.
Yeah, you can't physically have it.
A bank account with $1 billion in it, man. People don't realize that you have to have it spread out, don't you?
You don't have to, but yeah, they will never have your money at any particular place.
Yeah. So, things that are passed down through the culture, like that's one thing I think I know I would love to do. I haven't even had a kid that asked me about IT yet. I still haven't had no kid that asked me about that. I would love to pass down knowledge about getting started in IT, working in IT, and stuff. How you can maximize early as possible. I haven't had nobody that I see from that asked me about that. I see in other cultures that some of the stuff is passed down through the family. Like, let's say somebody do excavating. He do excavating. He teach his son how to excavate. He have his son in a tractor with him while he doing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Showing him how to do it. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff like that, little skills like that you can do. You can just go rent an excavator at that point. Somebody wants you to excavate land. They give you a couple grand. You go rent a bulldozer, have them drop it off, excavate the land, have them pick it up, however much it costs to rent that, and then the rest of it is your profit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Electrician, I seen dudes do that. Their dad's a master electrician. So he tell your son, you're going to be an electrician.
Mm-hmm. At least starting off.
And then you're going to work up under me. That's how you're going to get your hours.
Yeah.
Happens all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And I think sometimes people, don't know what skills they have, so they're not
That's
transferring them over. Like, you've been working a job. You might not be a master electrician, but you've been working a job X amount of time.
Right.
You might be able to network to get your child in. You might be able to teach your other cousins or other family members how to maybe do a particular thing. You know what I mean? Like, even if it is like, being an electrician, growing it in a network that you trust.
Right.
I think we sell ourselves in different communities, sell themselves short.
Boy.
But in other communities, they'll keep passing. Just I found this out. I don't know if it's useful to you, but this is what I found.
Right.
This is what I learned in college. You know what I mean? They don't even know how to enroll in college. If you know how to do that, pass that down.
Boy,
like, make a pipeline in your own family. Like, hey, I went and then I had a struggle, so you got a struggle mentality. It's crazy to me. Yeah. I'm the first cousin.
I think we're going to make a center for this, man. I'm telling you. I think we're going to end up having a center in Southwest.
I'm the first cousin that went to college. All of my little cousins under me, hey, this is what you got to do to financial aid. This is, you need to be on them because nobody's going to do this for you. Right. This is what you need to do. I'm going to help them. And guess what? 20 years, you got a family. You got 10 to 15 people that are college graduates that are professionals because you took the time in your own family. Right. To do that, to make sure they got it. Now, yeah, some people might drop out, but that's your family. Or that's those are your children, you know what I mean? Or that's your nephew. Or that's, like I say, or your auntie is 47 years old and she wants to go back to college. You're 23 and you're a junior. Boy. She doesn't. She's 47 years old. She doesn't know about college. Can you help the people in your family or the people that's closest to you? Well, I haven't even graduated myself, so how can I... the things that you know, not everybody knows.
That's true.
Those are skills that you have, that you've developed. I mean, even as a professional student. So at each level, you have something to bring to the table.
That's true.
Whether it's your family, whether it's a workplace. So don't be so afraid of not being an unfinished product. You have developed skills and you are really worth something. And sometimes you can be rewarded for that. And even if you can't, you can still help others.
Right. And see, that goes into this last topic. Then we're going to close out. Is having the will to keep going and be consistent through difficult times. I think that's one of the things you learn about growing up in the hood is that willpower to get past that probably most people don't want to do, that willpower to keep going, even though everybody, it's like you climbing a mountain and tired and you cramped up, but everybody else stopped and you keep going. And like, man, you gonna keep going? Like, yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I gotta get to the top, man. But everybody else kind of stuck and like, man, I'm good, man. I'm out the race, bro. It's all on you now. But to have the willpower, even if you by yourself, sometimes it's a lonely thing, you know what I'm saying, to climb, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah. And I don't think people ever quit and say, hey, man, I wanted to quit. I'm good right here. They just don't want to do that other thing. Right. And my brother always says, you gotta choose your heart or whatever like that. But to keep going, you know what I mean? We all have weaknesses through difficult times, right? So somebody might have a death in the family, and then death does not bother them. Their grandma passed, their mom passed. They're still. Matter of fact, it helped them be more focused because they don't want to think about losing their mom. So now they're more focused in school. But they have a real bad breakup. Now they're emotionally shot. Right. And it can be the other person. Somebody can lose their dog. Yeah. You know, the worst thing about sometimes, like, man, these people don't care at your job, that, you know what I mean, that your dog dies sometimes, or they might give you a week. You need more than a week to deal with this situation, you know what I mean? Your kid get expelled out of school, you know what I mean? Now you don't have childcare, but you need to do something. They're not going to figure out how to work from home. You have to figure these things out, and these are these difficult times. You can't say somebody else's difficult time. It's easy. Right. Because everything is different from you. Like, you lost your mom, you kill yourself. Right. But he wrecked his car. You know, that's devastating to him. Right, exactly. You know what I mean? When he lost his mom, he never missed a day of class, so he looking at you like you weak. Right, exactly. So, you know, what we have to do is, admire those people and encourage yourself. Find a support system. Because like he said earlier, nobody's done anything by themselves. You know what I mean? Even if you are, an introvert when you don't like to go out, even if you are one of those, you know, you still need a support, helping hands, a little bit of motivation, and don't be afraid to reach out, because that's what's going to get you through. A good support system is what's going to get you through these difficult times. You're not just going to keep being able to climb. Right. Some people are. You know what I mean? But you can't, if that's not you, you have to identify yourself, strengths and weaknesses, because we don't want you to give up.
Here's the thing about willpower too, is maybe it's something growing up in the hood or in the city, man. If you really can grab hold of the concept of it, some things you get in scenarios where it's like, this really not me, but in order for me to succeed, I'm going to have to will this. This is going to be me for me to get out of this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you never ran that fast before in your life, but to get out of this situation, I got to run this fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a 4.3 guy, but I'm finna run a 4.3 today. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm make it happen.
Yeah, I'm finna make it happen. And it's that willpower, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I am not the most academic, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I wasn't no 4.0 straight A student in high school at all. But I'm figuring it out and I'm making it through college. Now, like I said, I'm not that straight A student at all. I'm being totally honest. Like, but the willpower is what separates me from a lot of people, because I will figure it out that make it work for me, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And like I say, it take willpower. Like, go to school, just turned 39, in school full time, a husband, dad of 2 kids, trying to make sure I spend time with them, do other things like work and yard maintenance and all that stuff. And sometimes some of this stuff gonna fall to the wayside. You know, being able to think that far. We were talking about earlier, being able to think as much as you can before you even start the journey. Yeah. And I knew for a fact that some stuff, in order for me to go to school, be successful at school, spend time with my family, make sure I don't leave them out, some stuff going to be left behind around the house. It's just not going to get touched.
And my wife, and for other people, like, you had to choose yourself. Like, hey, I'm going to do this homework, or I'm going to do this thing what Jeffrey asked me to do, Brother Zell. Right. Brother Zell said he really needed me to come through. Well, man, am I going to study, or am I going to...
Exactly.
Or Brother Zell going to be mad if I don't help him.
But then on the outside looking in, somebody else be like, oh, man, they ain't doing this and that, or, they not doing this. But they don't understand your journey is different than their journey.
Yeah, and these tough times will definitely get you. When you're doing what you're supposed to do, and you hit a wall where you really have to redirect and change plans, you cannot get past this class. You cannot get over your fear of blood. When do you let that little willpower go to be a doctor or nurse? You don't like blood.
Well, I would ask, why did you know that before you got into it?
They say they didn't, or they something they thought.
How did you didn't?
No. Well, I'm just saying. I mean, it's what I mean.
No, I'm saying like I'm saying, how do you know you don't like?
No. Let's say we're going to use our will. Hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be this doctor. I'm gonna be this nurse. But I am a little bit afraid of blood. I'm gonna will myself through it. I'm gonna get through this. Yeah. And then you end up in a place where you cannot. You have to almost keep going to school, knowing it's you're not gonna be able to get over this blood thing. Or when do you redirect? And that's something we're gonna talk about in the future. You know what I mean? When do we change course? When do you
yourself? You say, I'm afraid of blood. I don't want to do it.
I mean, that was just an example.
But you will yourself. It's like saying, I'm gonna will myself to make $200+ grand a year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Because you don't have to see blood. You go do something else.
Yeah, I mean, no, exactly. Yeah. I mean, but this in this particular case, like,
sometimes it's gonna be uncomfortable. It's gonna be some stuff that's gonna be uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean,
that's like me with programming. Like, I'm not the greatest programmer.
Sometimes we can't call a phobia or mental illness uncomfortable.
I'm not calling it a phobia.
I understand. We're definitely talking about what
I'm saying. You're gonna come to hurdles. You either gonna jump the hurdle or you're not gonna do it.
Yeah, I mean, but even when you don't do it, you have to figure out, life's not over.
Right.
And you've got to figure out a way to redirect and refocus.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whether that's a change of plan or will to it. Yeah, exactly. That's a consequence, an outcome, and something. It could be your answer.
That's why I like to say, dealing with certain people, being around certain people, they can put you in situations where you get in a situation like that where you can't even redirect. It's like, I ain't no killer, but I'm in a situation now where, man, you know what I'm saying? If I don't,
it's do or die.
Yeah, it's do or die. I do not want to be in this situation. And I'm probably gonna go to jail, but guess what? I ain't finna die though either.
Yeah, exactly.
So
it gets
yeah.
due.
And the same way with school, you like, dude, I'm already in the master's program. I'm about to be a doctor, but I don't like blood. It's like, dude, I'm knee deep.
Yeah.
I'm knee deep. What am I gonna quit for now? I'm knee deep in it right now. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, there's different ways, and I don't know the answer to that question.
I mean,
whether it's just
unless you're doing the research to say what else can you do with what I have now.
Yeah.
Or are you gonna start from scratch?
Matter of fact, yeah. I mean, I don't like to start from scratch.
Some people do that though.
No, but guess what? Everything's uncomfortable in this situation.
That's why you have to do as much research as you can, so you go from knowing to understanding what you're going into.
And what you can overcome and what you can't.
Right.
This goes back to that knowing yourself and knowing your skill set.
Sometimes some new things pop up that you got to overcome right there that you didn't know that was there. You know what I'm saying? That happens too. You know what I'm saying? It happens, man. You know. And as I say, some circumstances you just don't even. You just try to think ahead and not try to put yourself in those situations. Well, it's like a do or die situation.
Yeah,
nobody wants to be in those situations. You want to try to avoid those as much as you can.
I mean, could you imagine trying your hardest to get through something, overcoming all these adversities, to do something you don't even want to do?
But why? I mean, that's
why.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The planning aspect helps you avoid this situation.
Boy, for real.
You know, so.
So like I said, when I picked classes, I didn't have a plan written on a piece of paper, but I knew, like I said, I'm in IT. That's my wheelhouse, is dealing with stuff, figuring, troubleshooting, solving problems with technology or whatever. So why wouldn't I major in web development? It just makes sense. Now, I did thought about going into finance. I ain't gonna lie, I did. Because I was like, how many of us really go into finance like that? But I realized I'm not a mathematician, man. Yeah. I had to be honest with myself. Like, it sounded good in my head, and I saw myself doing it.
And a lot of people, if you get it,
then when I thought about it,
why would I?
I want to take trigonometry, man. What? Calculus, business calculus.
But if you focus and if you do it, man, I believe in you, man. You will be out there in that boat by yourself with one oar trying to paddle your way out.
Well, you ain't lying. I took web development.
So
I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
It's more my wheelhouse. I already know about technology already. Like I say, before you even get into web development, you got to know how to operate a computer. You got to know how to move around in the file system. You got to understand how stuff works before you get there at a base level, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I knew all that already, you know what I'm saying? Now it's just learning about coding and stuff like that.
And getting certified, Exactly.
Yeah, so. But yeah, guys, we coming to you today talking about that knowing and understanding, and probably be the name of this podcast, knowing and the difference between knowing and understanding. Yeah. And we finna sign out this thing. Sure, both of us finna get ready and go to bed, man. We both tired, man. I'm like to turn 39. I told work I can't stay up past about 11, probably 12. I can't, man. I get so sleepy now, man.
I have to take naps.
Boy, naps are awesome too. They're almost better than sleep. A nap.
What?
A 2-hour nap. Man, especially on the weekend. Man, a 2-hour nap on a Saturday, man.
Ooh, get the kids taking a nap with you.
Oh man, that's the hard part, getting them taking a nap with you. Cause my son be like, "You take a nap with me?" Man, I'm not sleepy. What are you talking about? You playing Jedi mind tricks on me. I'm not sleepy. What are you talking about?
Maybe I'm not.
Yeah, guys, we're gonna sign out. Comment, let us know what you think.
Like, subscribe.
Thinking Game, episode 22, and we are out.